I mean, it was funny because when I was looking at the Pennant series, I was obviously looking at the Yankees' 41st World Series appearance, and the Guardians won over 90 games. So did the Yankees. They had a similar win number, blah, blah, blah. Give the Guardians a game or so. Um, the best road team in baseball, obviously, to win the pennant, to win it, another playoff series on the road again. So, I mean, that's a very solid storyline to go with the road team. Again, a very dominant road team in the regular season to win every single series on the road definitely fit the script. But then obviously Guardians had Gamache of 94 and Yankees won 94 games in the regular season. So the Yankees take on the Guardians. But then if Guardians has Gamache of 40, then quite simply, it fits the logic. Guardians is Gamache of 40. They've never played in a best of seven series under that Guardians name. So of course it makes sense for the Guardians to lose that series 4-0 when they do for the first time under the Guardians name go up in a best of seven series. So that makes a lot of sense for me. I think Clark Schmidt getting that first win in the playoffs on the road at the same stadium where he gave up the game-winning hit in additional series a couple of years ago. It ended 6-5. Clark Schmidt gave up the game-winning hit. The Guardians won Game 3. So at the same stadium where he gave up that game-winning hit, Clark Schmidt is going to overcome that. And the Jorginho obviously passed the previous home run mark of 61 in the American League by Roger Maris with his 62nd home run. The very next game after his first postseason home run increased the score to 6-2. I like the Yankees to begin the playoffs with a 6-1 record to mirror the previous home run record of 61. In the great Jorginho, you know what? I think I'll go Jorginho hit a home run, to be honest. It was 2 or 3 straight games this year he hit a home run against the Guardians. Now, that was the home series at Yankee Stadium. I do remember the Jorginho's last postseason home run, which was a deep shot straight to center field. I mean, 400 feet, over 400 feet. His last his last home run, it came in Game 5. That was to center right field. But he did hit a home run at Cleveland to center field. It's pretty deep over there. So Jorginho already hit a home run at Cleveland. I'm looking for Judge to do it again. MLB don't care about the ratings in the Pennant series because Major League Baseball said we don't really care about these Pennant series numbers because we're more than making up for it in the World Series. They don't care if the Yankee series ends in 4 games. They don't care because Yankees and Dodgers has already happened. Compared to a regular year, figures should be more than double in a typical season. So 2018, 2019, the irrelevant Houston Astros, they don't carry baseball. They're a huge, giant joke. People hate the Astros. People have grown alienated with baseball for sticking up the cheaters and having cheaters in the World Series. The Astros certainly didn't help with viewership. They had a narrative to let the Yankees continue to lose because I think the most amount of seasons they've gone without winning a title since their first championship was 14, I think. They've gone through the 80s without a championship. They've gone through the early 60s. They made it to World Series, but they were pretty terrible for the rest of the 60s. I think Steinbrenner bought the team during the later part of the decade. The Yankees bought the team from CBS or Columbia Pictures or something like that. Anyways, The terrible decade of the 60s resulted in new ownership. The logic just makes too much sense. It's true that LA Dodgers equals 40, and the Yankees have had 40 prior World Series, but it's also true Yankees could go 4-0 on the road. To go 4-0 on the road before game one at Dodger Stadium, LA Dodgers is 40. So from that angle, too, it really helps fit the 40 angle. It's their first ever best of 7 series. So Guardians is 94-40. They have to lose 4-0. And who do they lose 4-0 to? To the Tigers, to the Mariners, or some other team? No, to the winningest team in baseball, the New York Yankees. Okay, maybe Yankees go 7-2 against the Guardians. There we have it. There we have it. I know the Yankees faced off against the Indians with Aaron Boone in 2017. So 7-2 against the Guardians since the name change. So they won Game 5 2 years ago, 4-0. That's 7-2. 7-2 is Camacho Dodgers. I wonder what Aaron Boone's record in the playoffs against Cleveland is when we include that one series in 2017 when they were still called the Indians. But this is their record against the Guardians ever since they changed from the Indians' name to the Guardians' name. Seven months and 9 days after Aaron Boone's birthday, the Yankees can win the pennant on a day where 10 and 18 add up to 28. Man, that sounds too perfect. But when you think about the logic of the Guardians' first best of 7 game series, Guardians is 40. They lose. They're down 2-0. They lose 4-0. Best road team in baseball. They'll probably lose game 1 at Dodgers. If the Yankees sweep the Guardians, it sets up a very interesting narrative for game 1 of the World Series. And what are we talking about? If the Yankees are 7-1, they could go for 8-1, kind of like the last Yankees-Dodgers matchup in the year 81. If the Yankees go 4-0 on the road in their 41st World Series appearance, they could fall to 4-1 on the road in the postseason. No matter what, if this sweep happens, they're splitting the first 2 games at LA because the Dodgers is Camacho 51 because Aaron Boone is 51 years of age. So it does set some very interesting scenarios as far as the World Series goes, as far as who could win game 1 and who could win game 2. Because, right, Yankees 5-1 on the road. The Dodgers is 51. The games that fought a 4-1 on the road. Yankees is 41 in their 41st World Series appearance. In Los Angeles, California is Camacho 41. And Jorginho and the Yankees will be the underdog. 28 is the number of wealth. It's a big number of many billionaires. This is going to be the most monumental championship in Yankee history. They have no closer. A closer emerged out of nowhere. Luke Weaver, a former Diamondback, is going to end the Dodgers season. How about that? Luke Weaver, a former Diamondback, is going to end the Dodgers season. How about that? Oh my God! Can you imagine a former Diamondback ending the Dodgers season after what Corey Seager did, the former Dodger, to the Diamondbacks in last year's Game 1 of the World Series, where he hit a 2-run shot, I think, to put the Rangers ahead. But anyway, again, Gil is Gematria of 61. I take that back. Luis is Camacho 61. Luis Gil is the Game 4 starter for the Yankees. The Yankees will be 6-1 this postseason. The last Yankees victory over the Dodgers in the year 78. And Yankees could win when you look at it from this lens, from this perspective, winning 7 out of 8 games. Or no. The last Yankees victory over the Dodgers was in the year 78. The Yankees win 7 out of 8 games to win the pennant. Perfect. So I do like that angle too. Last time Yankees beat the Dodgers was in the year 78. So 7 wins, 8 games to win the AL pennant. That kind of connects to the last time the Yankees beat the Dodgers. So you got to forget about 41st World Series. Yankees win 4-1. About the ratings for the World Series. So they're already increasing the viewership across the pennant race and the World Series together compared to last year. So they don't care about the series games. And in a year you have a sweep and you follow up, that's a year to have a sweep when you have Yankees and Dodgers. Cleveland, Cleveland, the losingest city in sports in America. Cleveland, out of all teams, was chosen to be the team to get swept. Cleveland. But yeah, I do like Clark Schmidt to avenge. I remember Clark Schmidt, he was a rookie. He was pitching out of the bullpen. He gave up the game winning hit. The Guardians won game 3. He's going to overcome that. So what does this mean? Is that the Yankees will be 6-2 against the Guardians ever since they changed from Indians to Guardians? I want to say it's so 2019. The Yankees got destroyed by the Red Sox. I want to say it's 2017 or 2018. The Yankees faced off against the Indians. Is it 2017 or 2018? It's, okay, it was 2017. Aaron Boone's record. Okay, but okay, we can't include that because I remember 2017. Aaron Boone was not the manager then. It was the real manager, Joe Girardi. Joe Girardi was the manager. So Aaron Boone's real record in time against the Indians, against the Guardians in the playoffs, is currently 5-2, and that should be 6-2. If Jorginho, for his first home run of the postseason, increases the score to 6-2 like his AL home run record, then won't surprise me to see Jorginho hit a home run, to see Aaron Boone improve to 6-2 against the Guardians in the playoffs. I'm seeing a lot of 62, and I'm seeing 6-1 with the Yankees record. I don't think people think the Jets are winning because Aaron Rodgers is a polarizing figure, and people don't like him. Plus, he's old. His ankles. I mean, he'll have good games. He'll play through pain, but I mean, it's the Jets. And Aaron Rodgers is just a character. He's a guy who just simply he doesn't make it to Super Bowls beyond his second full season as a starter. I see a little bit of comparing and contrasting with Tom Brady, where they make Brady look good, where they immediately make the playoffs and win the title on another team. And then with Aaron Rodgers, it's they could script him to just even if he makes the playoffs. I mean, it is a 13-year drought. NYJ, New York Jets is 13. I mean, the Jets are going to struggle to even qualify for the playoffs. So it's going to be a struggle to even qualify for a playoff spot. It was funny seeing his reaction. It wasn't his fault they lost. Aaron Rodgers' world, he doesn't think it's his fault, but it was the wide receiver's fault. I blame it on the wide receiver for slipping and the kicker. Now, I'm not some Aaron Rodgers suck his jockstrap or anything, but the kicker, if the kicker makes his kicks, they're 4-2. If the kicker made the field goal against the Broncos, they're 4-2. If he made his kicks in that game, they're 4-2. If the wide receiver didn't slip, they're 4-2. It's just the Jets. The Jets will do Jet things, right? The Jets will do Jet things. That's the only thing that can explain that. Jets do Jet things, literally. Well, you see, that's a must-win game for the Jets. It's about keeping the playoff race interesting, so the Jets have to beat the Steelers. Now, it's okay if the Broncos win, because they'll lose against the Chiefs. They'll lose against the Ravens. But the Broncos, maximizing the fan interest with the wild card picture, the Broncos going to win. Clark Schmidt, his first win tomorrow. I don't see where you believe the New York Jets can make it to a conference title game. Respectfully. Ravens Bills or something like that. Ravens Bills. I do like Lamar to go to Baltimore. That scenario only revolves around the Ravens beating the Chiefs in the divisional round. Now, if the Ravens continue to win games, then it may not be possible for them to meet until the AFC Championship game. So all I can say about that is it all depends on what the NFL wants. So do they want the Ravens and the Chiefs in the divisional round, one and done or something? Or they're just going to wait until another AFC Championship game rematch. And yes, the Ravens are going to have to go on the road. I like the 41ers to lose against the Chiefs because, again, Taylor Swift in 13. So if we see a lot of 13, Travis Kelce, the difference between 100 and 87 is 13. Taylor's born on the 13th day. Her 13th game she attended was the Super Bowl. She was an Eagles fan. And then the Eagles, they won the 13th NFC East Super Bowl championship. That's where the 13 delegates from all the respectful colonies met to declare independence against the British Empire. And Bryce Harper signs for 13 years, too, for Philadelphia. Yeah, there's a TikTok video with Taylor Swift in 13. It won't surprise me to see the Chiefs' win streak extend to 13. Again, it all comes down to 13 being a key Illuminati number like 33, because 13, it divides into 0.33. Then 6 is a number of the occult and the goat, and 13 is the 6 prime number. So these go hand and they go together like clockwork. It's like Michael Jordan in his 13th season winning his 6th ring of that nature. It's like Goalkeeper LeBron James winning his 6th ring 13 years after his repeat, winning his next repeat. So expect to see some Illuminati witchcraft with the NBA because it's coming. They ain't going to shame that guy forever. People were wowed that Tom Brady won a Super Bowl without Bill Belichick. Well, same things that happened with Goalkeeper LeBron James. When they least expect them to win a championship, they will. And Goalkeeper LeBron James, they go around crying for superstars this offseason. This team didn't buy any new players. They cut the same damn tape from last year. He's winning with the same damn tape. He didn't buy more superstars. He bringing the same team from last year. And his other team, he whined and cried for Klay Thompson. We talking about Luka Doncic. Luis Gill was supposed to be a mop-up man. So let's say if a Yankee pitcher gets crushed in 2 innings, then Luis Gill is pitching long relief. He was filling in for the long relief role. They didn't need him because the starting pitching was pretty good. The bullpen was great. So they didn't need Luis Gill at all long relief to come into the game. They didn't need him for that. Because the Yankees didn't get battered early on in the game, so they didn't need Luis Gill to come in long relief. There was no extra inning games, but I told you during the live stream of Game 3, Luis Gill could come in and pitch extra innings because he's the long relief pitcher, filling that role for the postseason. I don't give a damn about any new players. It would just be a bonus, but again, this team as it is ready to win the title with or without any new players because we whipped that ass and beaten the Nuggets for 75% of the series. The Lakers had the lead. So get out of here with that. This team is good. I don't want to hear nobody say this team sucks because you don't watch the games. You don't pay attention to the team and the player development. That's the problem. It's the problem. Just because you don't know the names doesn't mean the team sucks. You just don't watch them enough. This team is the Clippers. They beat the Celtics without LeBron and Anthony Davis. All right, up a magical Mamba style 3-0 to the championship. Even if they be 5th seed, 6th seed, 7, 8, out of the damn. 5 through 8, here we go. If it's a 4th seed, well, go to the bottom. It's really conquering the West. He wants another MVP in the regular season. Yeah, playoff Ryu Hachimura is terrible. It hasn't really impressed me. So, yeah. Playoff Hachimura hasn't been great, but it's all ritual. It's all with Kobe. Kobe means beef in Japan. Hachimura, the Japanese. Like, the Lakers didn't get rid of him, so he's staying because he fits the Kobe narrative. He fits a magical Mamba style element with the magical championship. I'm waving the imaginary magical wand. I'm the wizard. Who did they get this guy from? They got him from the Washington Wizards. This is who they got Hachimura from. So the magical Mamba style title, it's still be coming next year. Hey, I'll be still be whining and crying, and I know people have abandoned the band. This was never a band like it. Lakers fans are not bandwagon fans. At least this version of Lakers fans ain't not bandwagon fan. You may be a bandwagon fan if you hear, I can go LeBron James, let him get Anthony Davis. Oh, we're the number 1 seed. Oh, we're the best. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. But all these people whining and crying in the last few years, then they be whining and crying and be complaining, and they don't want to be supporting the team. Y'all the bandwagon. Y'all the bandwagon. You only care when they're the number 1 seed. I don't give a damn about any of you mofos. Get out of here. Get out of here. You ain't beta ass weak sauce. You ain't got no Mamba mentality for me, y'all. You ain't got no nothing on your mind. Get your head in the game. We are getting 6 wins. Yeah, Knicks Celtics next year. I guarantee it. Embiid's already hurt, apparently. Oh, my God. Mamma mia. They broke up the Nova 5 or whatever it's called. They broke him up. They got KAT. They got the Catman. Karl Anthony Towns. Minnesota Timberwolves. On the New York Knicks. Julius Randle, former Laker, is gone. The storyline existed at the time. They planned it years in advance, but Julius Randle is on the Timberwolves. Karl Anthony Towns against Anthony Davis in the NBA Finals. That's a great matchup. I guess Rudy Gobert is more valuable to the Timberwolves with this defense. I think the Timberwolves have done their due diligence. Hopefully Julius Randle stays healthy for them. That's all I can say about that trade. Be dope if the New York Knicks make it to the finals. LeBron James ties Kareem and Michael Jordan at the birthplace of both Kareem and Michael. It doesn't matter which borough. It doesn't matter if it's Harlem. It doesn't matter if it's Brooklyn. All that matters is James ties Michael Jordan and Kareem at their birthplace, at their birth city of New York City. How's Kentucky connected to the Lakers script? Love or hate the Celtics, the Lakers, the Yankees, the Dodgers, this is quite a time to be alive when in under 12 months from Yankees, Dodgers, we will see the Celtics and the Lakers. This is quite a time to be alive. Imagine if Messi wins the World Cup the very next year. Mamma mia. I got to cover Thomas Tuchel. Go, Tony, it's not just baseball. It's not just baseball. It's not just weak pitch. It's not just none of that. Everything is happening across all the sports world. That's how it is. Now, what I can say about Kobe, people overdo Kobe with different sports. It's like, god damn. The next time the city of Los Angeles wins a real title in front of fans, going to happen 24 years after the Angels won the title in 2002, when Disney still owned the Angels. They beat the Giants in 7 games in 2002. So the next time the city of Los Angeles wins a World Series in a 162-game season would be 24 years after 2002 in 2026. So I'll talk about that. I will. I'll talk about that. Plus, Brian's going to watch at 26. It's the year 26. So, again, the Dodgers will be a popular bet because people like Ohtani, but you can't have the Dodgers win too soon. It's bad for Las Vegas. It's bad for international betting syndicates because people who may live in, Denmark or Africa and they don't watch baseball, but they see Shohei Ohtani, yeah, they're going to bet on Ohtani and the Dodgers. But again, Aaron Boone is from a fraternal baseball family in the world of baseball. He's a multi-generational baseball family. Aaron Boone is getting the championship. He was never fired because the baseball is rigged. All of Aaron Boone's playoff catastrophes were rigged. That's the only reason why the Yankees didn't fire Aaron Boone is because all the times that they lost were rigged. But he's from a fraternal baseball family. His grandfather won the World Series with the 1948 Cleveland Indians. He was never getting fired. Not in 100 million years. The 2022 ALCS was rigged. 2019 was rigged for the Astros. Last season was rigged. If it wasn't rigged, of course Aaron Boone would have been fired. But it's all part of a script. That's what you have to realize. Why didn't Aaron Boone get fired? Because it's all script. He was never supposed to win until 17 months after the great Jorginho's injury at LA. Of course Aaron Boone didn't get fired. Clay Holmes pitches like a minor league pitcher. Suddenly he's the best elite pitcher in baseball. Oh, Anthony Rizzo fractured a couple fingers. Oh, he could hit with a couple fractured fingers. Police, it's all part of a script. You think I really give a fuck if it's rigged for the Yankees? You think I give a fuck? Damn right it should be rigged for the Yankees if it was rigged against the Yankees. Motherfucker. Mets ain't got no chance of coming back. These Met fans really thought they were winning the National League. They're delusional. They've been smoking too much of that. I think people hate East Coast elitism. Yankees, Mets could be good. Could do well a different year, but as far as fan interest across the coast, you need an East Coast team against a West Coast team. Stephen A. don't know shit about baseball, man. You can't take him seriously when he talks about baseball. Seriously. He ain't knowing nothing about no baseball, Stephen A. Smith. We watch him for the Cowboy rats. Stephen A. Smith with the Joker laugh every time the Cowboys lose. Mama mia. Imagine Stephen A. Smith when the Cowboys have to go up against the 49ers in a couple weeks. If the 49ers lose against the Chiefs, they're going to destroy the Cowboys. Everybody's watching. I remember Wade Phillips. Sunday Night Football, the Packers destroyed the Cowboys. Jerry Jones fired Wade Phillips. The Cowboys were 1-6 or 1-7. I don't remember the 1-7 part. I remember they're pretty bad. A year removed from winning in the playoffs for the first time at Jerry World. Jerry did fire Wade Phillips after the Sunday Night Football game against the Packers. I wonder if he's going to fire Mike McCarthy after they get destroyed by the 49ers. There's no way in hell that team is going to beat the 49ers. It's going to be San Francisco by at least 14 points. Everybody mocks the Cowboys. They're a soft-ass powder puff team. The same mediocre team we see against the Ravens and the Lions. And this owner has gone full cray-cray Al Davis. Now, Al Davis was a brilliant football mind of his own before he grew old and senile and desperate for a Super Bowl. This guy hated to lose. He never recovered from losing against his former coach, John Gruden. Now, Jerry Jones, this guy is now trying to get radio hosts fired because they asked them tough questions. Jerry Jones is losing it. He knows he's paying Dak Prescott, a mediocre quarterback, $60 million. Jerry Jones is disgusted that he's paying Dak Prescott $60 million. I think the Cowboys will be like the Raiders because, look, Washington has a quarterback. They found a gem at quarterback. The Washington football team is going to be a great team with Magic Johnson as an owner for years to come. And they're stuck with Dak Prescott. The Dallas Cowboys are a mitigated disaster. Their former defensive coordinator is winning the division with the Washington football team. Jerry Jones, that's what's making him go cray-cray. Is Dan Quinn was the reason why the Cowboys won 12 games because he is a brilliant defensive mind. It's going to take a couple of years for Washington to retool the roster to what Dan Quinn wants to do. But so far, with this rookie quarterback playing like he a veteran quarterback, the Dallas Cowboys are in the basement. They got, and Mike Zimmer, this guy is past it. The cover to the Tampa 2. It's been 2 decades where that defense was relevant. How do the Cowboys lose 7 out of 8 against my Cardinals? It's because Jerry Jones is a mitigated disaster. Stop talking about that crap-ass football team. Screw Dallas. They're done. They're finished. They're garbage. They're irrelevant. I don't know why we still keep talking about it. Jerry Jones loves the spotlight. It's all he cares about. Baltimore Ravens are winning the Super Bowl. This team is physical. This team has the best running game. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. Tom Brady says the Lions are the most impressive team he's seen so far. The 49ers are 0-1. When their top fan from decades ago, Tom Brady, watches them. Now, Tom Brady's come out here 50. Mahomes can go 5-0 against his little bitch, the team that passed on him in the draft. These 49er fans that act so hard, but yet they cry and whine like bitches. Oh, the foul is red. Oh, I got the Super Bowl to the 49. And the foul is the reason why you blew a 10-point lead. You guys are crap. That's all you guys are. Mahomes owns you. You guys passed on Patrick Mahomes. You guys are worse at evaluating quarterbacks than the Cardinals. At least the Cardinals trying to trade up for Patrick Mahomes. You guys are crap. Fraud Turdy? Really? Jimmy Garoppolo? Really? Colin Kaepernick? Really? 49ers, this team is terrible at evaluating quarterbacks. How do they get such a great offensive line and great running game, but these quarterbacks are absolute crap? They should have traded for Kirk Cousins. Do you really think Fraud Turdy's a championship quarterback? This guy's a joke. They can't even win games without Christian McCaffrey. Fraud Turdy's a joke. He really lost to the Cardinals. Fraud Turdy, anyone can beat Seattle. Seattle's 0-3 against the conference. Now, we don't know if Arizona's cooked yet. Just wait until after the Sunday games happen. Now, why is that? If the Seahawks lose against the Falcons on the road, against Captain Kirk, DK Metcalf might get traded. The Seahawks defense is still a joke even without Pete Carroll. If the 49ers lose against the Chiefs, the Cardinals with the win on Monday Night Football are tied for first place. If the Seahawks lose and the 49ers lose, this Monday Night Football game becomes huge for Arizona because they are no way in hell near being in the wild card race. They have to settle for the division. They need help on Sunday. The Niners against their daddy, Patrick Mahomes, a mediocre Seahawks team against an Atlanta Falcons team that I think is really great. If these two teams lose, this game becomes huge for the Cardinals. Now, notice I say if. I'm not saying it is happening, but if they do get their help, this suddenly becomes a huge game for the Cardinals. Every year there's a weak division. This year, it happens to be the NFC West. If the Rams beat up on the Raiders, then the Rams are suddenly back in the equation with Matt Stafford. That's probably the outcome the NFL wants anyways, right? Is to keep the fan base of the Sea Chickens and the Lambs and the Retardinals happy? Because these teams suck. Dude, you on the good stuff. You are on the powder. I don't even have any powder. Josh Allen to the 49ers? What are you smoking, man? Seriously. No disrespect. I don't know what you're talking about. Josh Allen's going to be on the Bills for his entire career. These Pennant series are fucking boring, and quite frankly, they're fucking gay. I'm enjoying the Yankees battering the Guardians, but no lie, it is a gay series. Because the Guardians have not put up any fight whatsoever. In the New York Mets, after all this talk and all this smack about beating the Yankees, this team is a joke. Their fans are delusional. They go decades without a World Series title. The New York Mets really are a joke. A huge mitigated disaster. A ground ball right up the middle of Severino. He can't catch it. New York Mud. New York Mud every day of the week. New York Mud. I'm sorry to offend Mutts so much, but you guys were a joke if you thought you're making the World Series with the Ohtani Jorginho sequence we have. The New York Mets had false hope. This is what separates them from the Phillies. The Phillies knew, we didn't play well during the second half, but the New York Mets, this team is delusional. I hope the New York Mets win another game just so they're completely delusional. Still can't win with a billionaire owner. This team's a joke. If Yankees Mets ever happens again, then fuck you, because I know it's going to be rigged. I know you little motherfuckers going to be running your mouth. That's the only thing that can make me hate the Mets. Is if the Mets beat the Yankees World Series and you're acting like you won the next 10 World Series. So, I know exactly what would happen if the Yankees face off against the Mets. I know exactly what would happen. There's no way they would rig it for the Yankees if they face off against the Mets again. I know exactly. 2004 happened, right? The Red Sox got their moment against the Yankees. There's no way I would expect the Mets not to have that same moment again. And that series is over. Could that series have the Mets win the next game? Maybe. But I get the feeling that they don't give a damn about Pennant series ratings and Saturday and Sunday and whatever you want to speak about. They don't give a damn about that. Because they know they're making killer ratings. The Cubs and the Indians was a killer rating World Series back in 2016. Just in the reverse. Not the biggest markets, but the two losingest teams in baseball in the World Series. People tuned in to see which team was going to end that title drought. But now, 8 years later, and more terrible ratings in the World Series, baseball is attempting to follow the NBA's playbook, to market and advertise the superstars. They can't do well without this team. They tried the maximizing fan interest. Oh, my team can win any given year. The Yankees are not winning this year. My team can win. They tried that. They thought that would increase viewership. They tried to bank on the uncertainty of outcome, of maximizing the fan bases because the Yankees haven't won. The Yankees haven't won. It could be my team this year. But that formula is not working. So people do love and hate the Yankees. People do tune in to see what happens to the Yankees, whether you love or hate them. The numbers don't lie. How many World Series titles since 2000? The Yankees had like 3 World Series appearances in 23 or 24 years. But viewership is as low as it's ever been. So they have no choice but to take a page out of the NBA's playbook. The only question we have is it going to be the norm or could it change? They want to strike a balance between big markets and Judge and Ohtani and Harper. And, if you're from Milwaukee, if you're from Cleveland, if you're from Seattle, because if the big markets win too much, then these fan bases, they start losing interest. So I think for baseball, they have to strike a balance between, any given year, my team can win. But people are casuals. They watch Judge and they watch Ohtani and they watch, and the Japanese people are watching Senga and you're watching Bryce Harper. So I think they will find the equilibrium. They will find a balance between what I've just described with putting their biggest names on the map as far as they can in the playoffs. How much of a cost would it be for fans of the Pirates and all these other teams who start losing interest? So that is a very good fundamental question that I have as far as the rigging goes for future years. Was all this small market BS all done by design before the Yankees and the Dodgers? Get the fuck out of here in Boston. Fuck you and fuck you, asshole. Didn't you know that more? Screw you. Screw you, man. Screw you. Red Sox are terrible nowadays. Screw you, asshole. They don't win back-to-back titles. Because you say Astro fans are the worst garbage fans ever in baseball. They're literally a bunch of shit. These losers have a losing record in the World Series. They're forever little brother. These loser Astro fans, man, suffocate them to death. Have them lose oxygen. These losers really having a great postseason. Let them suffocate and be tortured to death. When these people are rooting for the Dodgers, you know they are. They're rooting for the Dodgers. I love seeing non-physical torture happen. I love seeing Astro fans tortured. I love it. I love every second of it. They deserve this sweep coming for the New York Yankees because they deserve to be tortured. They have a losing record in the World Series. They're 3-10 against the Yankees in the last 2 years. What are they? 1-7 against the Yankees this year? Who's Big Brother? Yankees have Big Brother. These fans, nobody remembers their championship. All they remember is oversight for Dusty Baker. This is all that's going for them. They're losers. They've never won back-to-back titles. Big Daddies can win back-to-back titles. They're losers. They could never win a three-peat. Could never win a repeat. They could never have a winning record in the World Series. This team's a joke. At least the Red Sox have a winning record in the World Series. At least the Red Sox have won 9 titles. At least the Red Sox have classier fans. I knew the Yankees were for real. People were doubting the Yankees. Even Yankee fans themselves were doubting this team. How's Gleyber Torres that get on base? Giancarlo's terrible. Get rid of him. The most cynical people are the Yankee fans themselves. Yankee fans that do live within an hour of the stadium. They didn't think this team was winning the championship. This team has proven them wrong on every level. The only thing that you need to have was faith, basically. I did. That the pitcher was going to come along, and they did. That Clark Schmidt was going to come back, and he did. That Garrett Cole, our ace, is a great pitcher. He is delivered. He didn't get through the 5th inning, but 4 in 1/3 innings in a run. It wasn't the best outing, but he only allowed 1 run against the Guardians. We haven't seen Cousins yet. Is Cousins available? We haven't seen Cousins yet. Ian Hamilton is well rested. He did great during April, May. I mean, Yankees have got options all throughout this bullpen. The one thing that's really resonated so far, the 2 best bullpens have been the Yankees and the Dodgers in this playoffs. Well, the Red Sox don't have 9 pennants because they've lost some World Series before, but they have 9 World Series titles. Baseball's rigged. 9 innings, 27 outs. 9 innings by 3 outs. Yankees had 27 titles. Red Sox had 9 titles. That's how baseball's rigged. 3 outs for 9 innings when up the bat, 27 outs. Yankees were at 27 titles. Red Sox reached 9. So baseball is rigged. I hope you understand the point that I'm making as far as the outs in the amount of innings are concerned. That's how baseball is rigged. That's how they rigged the end of the Bambino curse. Yankees is 26. They had 26 World Series titles before the Red Sox came back from 3-0. Baseball was scripted by Camacho. Yankees is Camacho 26. The curse ended when the Yankees had 26 titles. That's how baseball is rigged. It's completely rigged through Camacho. Anyone who says otherwise is not paying attention, is not open-minded, is narrow-minded, is shallow-minded. There's no other way around it. So the game is in the afternoon. It's hot garbage. I don't know what time zone you are in, Tyson, but 2:08 Mountain Standard Time is complete garbage. Baseball needs to do better at having the games happen simultaneously because this is just hot garbage. People won't be able to watch this freaking game at 2:08 Mountain Standard Time. Cleveland is the city of losers. The Yankees must sweep them in 4 games. Now, I thought it would be 5 games. But now, Camacho just makes too much sense. Oh, how many days left in a year after October 18, God damn it? I should have included that in the video. "74 days until the end of the year. Masonic is 74, occult is 74. 74 is the God number. G the seventh letter, D the fourth letter. Cleveland's a city of losers." So I don't rig sports against Cleveland. You be talking about the wrong person over here. I don't see any Hoosier Daddy little things by Naylor. I hear nothing from Naylor. They're mocking Cleveland. This team is getting swept. Have great Jorginho hit a home run. Let's destroy these motherfuckers. Guardians is 40. Yankees should win 4-0. The first ever best of 7 series for the Guardians. Cleveland is a city of losers. I don't rig the games against Cleveland. So if you have a problem with that, you'll be talking to the wrong person about that. Because I don't script the games against Cleveland. Go have your little what about with the Masons and the Zionists geocultic owners. The retardinals. This team is... Why the hell did this team have to take the bid rolls from St. Louis to Arizona? Seriously. Why can't we just have a different team? What the hell did I ever do to deserve being a Cardinals fan? I carry on the winning and hating losing tradition of the New York Yankees from my grandfather. So it all balances out between having a garbage-ass, crap-ass motherfucking team. I am paying for my friend's meal. His birthday on Monday. He accepted to go to Zips and watch the Cardinals-Chargers game. This fucking bald-ass motherfucker from Cleveland, the Cleveland Clown, Drew Petzing, he is trash. He'll be the reason if the Cardinals lose the game. The play con better not be a joke. It is his birthday. It's Clown's birthday. You're not noticing on Clown's birthday when I hook him up for the mail. You give me the fucking job, you motherfucker. You understand? Joe Petzing, you understand, you Cardinals? If the Chiefs beat the Lions, if the Falcons beat the Seattle Chicken Hawks, do not curse me by losing the game. Let's go Chiefs. All hail to the Chiefs, to the king, Patrick Mahomes. Screw the Raiders. Raiders are my second team, but the Chiefs are my third team because if you 41er fans start talking shit about my Cardinals, I'll remind you. I'm a Chiefs fan too. See the Warner fans suffer and torture to death. You could add Patrick Mahomes. I'm your daddy, 41er fans. Oh, you can't talk shit about my other team. I love that. Chiefs are my second or third favorite team. I like the Raiders, but these motherfuckers start talking shit about the Cardinals. These guys are shit. They spent $70,000 to see their team choke a 10-point lead. I know I've seen Warner fans suffer. Especially you clowns from LA who start rooting for the Dodgers and rooting for the 49ers. 49er fans can be tortured some more when the Yankees win the World Series. guys are a joke. Some dang member in Northern California needs to punch your teeth out. You start dick riding whiners and you start rooting for fudges, then you knock your teeth out. I agree, we are winning. Don't worry, I'm covering the Lakers season. I've made 40 or 50 videos on the repeat. We not a bunch of beta ass motherfuckers who start whining and crying and quitting and pouting. Kobe Bryant would be disgusted at you. He'd be slapping you across the face. Like, get your head in the game. My head in the game all day. All 424, 7, 365, 12 months. 35, it's just King James. That's all it is. It's King James. King James. Keep calm and King James. The greatest player ever. You know LeBron James purposely loses games. I know how he is. He's a Freemason. He don't even try hard most of the time because NBA's got to keep this a competitive soap opera. Understand? This ain't pure sport. What you watching? But LeBron James can and is capable of making this pure sport. Yeah, I've been goalkeeping LeBron James ever since 2006, 2007. You understand? Amen. Amen. As the Bowery King says, long live the king! As the Bowery King said, in John Wick, they slash, and he goes down the ground and loses empire. No, long live the king! I was wrong, Yankees. Here's a definition of a fag. He probably is my under Dodgers. Now, yeah, right, because people start speaking nonsense about Kobe and the Dodgers this year. It's like, what the fuck are they smoking? Are they on their bath salts? What the hell are they on? Why the hell do you think Aaron Boone, in the month of February, said the Yankees were hell-bent on winning the championship? And it wasn't no Dave Roberts saying that, for the record. Why was that? No, Dave Roberts saying we hell bet on winning the championship. But Aaron Boone was. There's a good reason why that's the case. Why is that? Your Dodgers are cooked. You know Donald Trump is cooked. I'm going for the clean sweep, not just for the pennant race. I'm going for the clean sweep in October and November. I voted today. I voted today. I voted today. But your election night, it's about. I don't degrade my party every election. The furthest thing from happening. I already know when the Republican Party's win the game. I predict you'll be dick riding me in 2028. That's my only prediction about this election. Because I know all you people predicting Donald Trump are just predicting Republican Party to win. Sorry, your ignorance about Donald Trump is just pretty hilarious and pretty astonishing. The majority of the American people are not even going to vote for a guy like that. Trump's been a loser his life. He can't even make casinos profitable. It's a big, giant joke. Now, as far as this election goes, I'm not even a big Kamala fan. I just know Donald Trump's a big, giant loser, and Kamala's a loser because she beat a bigger loser, Donald Trump. Kamala is garbage. I'm not going to forget August of 2020. I'm not going to forget the primaries and all this nonsense. Because The only reason why she's going to win is because she's not Donald Trump, and that's what makes her terrible too. You don't have much of a choice between Kamala and Donald Trump. The people don't like Kamala and Donald Trump. People don't like Kamala and Donald Trump. I don't think Kamala's going to be a good president. I hope she proves me wrong. I hope it's good for the country, but she's terrible. Donald Trump is even worse. And Donald Trump is worse, but Kamala is still terrible. Okay? Donald Trump really is negative energy. When Kamala is sworn in January 20th, she'll be one-term president because I'm not feeling good about Kamala's presidency. Well, the only victory this is for the Democrats is if they win all three chambers of Congress, because if the Republicans win the House or the Senate, the presidency is over because they're grand obstructionists. Kamala's not going to pass anything if the Republicans have control of the House or the Senate. So that presidency is over. It's over if the Republicans keep control of one of the two chambers of Congress, the House or the Senate. Presidency is over. Democrats have to win the House, the Senate, and the presidency. That's how they got stuff done with Joe Biden. Presidency is over if the Republicans keep the House or the Senate. I'll be glad Trump's gone, but I know the presidency is over if the Republicans keep control of the House or the Senate. I mean, to my Facebook friends, yeah, I'm going to make a video on that. I mean, yeah. I told my very astute political friend on Facebook that that we, the Democrats, are going to lose in 2008. And he was like, damn, I'm already worried about 2028. Oh, my God. It's like, but I don't know if he's going to wrap his mind around it, really. But I know Trump's a joke, but I know that if they run anyone other than that loser in 2028 against Kamala Harris, they're probably going to beat her because she's terrible. Now, I've seen the interview where, have you been to the border? I've been to the border. I've been to the border. You know, you've been to the border, and she got caught out of her tracks. And I mean, she knowingly locked people up who she knew were innocent. So I do have some problem. I think Kamala, just like Donald Trump, is a narcissistic sociopath. There's a lot of staff turnover from the vice president's office. So Trump is a huge narcissistic sociopathic lunatic. I get the sense that Kamala is a very narcissistic person too. She just craves power. When people celebrate this election, they're not celebrating Kamala Harris. They're basically celebrating it's over. We don't have to hear about Donald Trump ever again. But it's the Republican Party's own fault because their primary voters voted for Donald Trump. They didn't vote for any alternative. That's their fault. It's the fault of the Republican Party's own voters that they didn't run a more competent candidate than that loser lunatic who bankrupted a casino, for crying out loud. I can name so many people I would have liked to be president. Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Susan Rice. There are a lot more people out there that progressives wanted that weren't Kamala Harris. So that's how you know that she's not really popular to begin with. People liked her because Joe Biden wasn't running, and people thought he was old and senile and dementia. But they don't like Kamala because of her policies. They like her because she is not as bad as Donald Trump. That's the story of the 2024 election. I hope she proves me wrong, but I'm just not seeing it. Anyway, city of New York will celebrate. These people know Donald Trump is a con man. Nobody knows one best than the people where he is originally from, New York City. People who worked with Donald Trump, who've lived in New York, who've lived in New Jersey, who lived in Connecticut, con man, con man, got stifled. He ruined their livelihoods because he didn't pay for the work that was done for him by his contractors. This is a guy who stormed the Capitol because he had a whiny hissy fit that, oh, I didn't win the election. Really, this guy's a joke. Why the Republican Party running this guy? We need to listen to these lunatics. These lunatics are the reason why Kamala Harris is going to win to begin with. I don't think people feel great about the economy, but they know this guy bankrupted 3 casinos. So that's why people are giving Kamala a better grade on the economy. I voted today. I cast my ballot. I sent it to the mailbox. All Democrat through the ticket. Yes on abortion to the state constitution. As far as the fentanyl is concerned, in the people voting who are undocumented, yes, I voted yes to increase the penalties because we got to care about our own people versus, people coming in illegally. So that was pretty much my only right-wing vote. I forgot which right-wing proposition it was, but increasing penalties for people bringing fentanyl over the border and, people illegally voting. It doesn't even remotely impact the winner of elections, but you don't want these people cheating and cutting across the line. Cutting across the line and screwing people who are going through the entire process and they're getting cut in line. So that was my only right-wing vote throughout this entire election cycle. I forgot which prop it was, but let me Google Arizona props. I think there probably are people that are voting on the same kind of framework that I am. Oh man, there's so many of them voting to give the legislature or the corporation commission, more say on what's on the ballot. You can't vote for that too. I'll tell you which prop it is. Yeah, I'm all for more money for education, for raising money for education, as long as it doesn't increase property taxes, because that's going to affect renters. That's going to affect homeowners. So, me, I like to bet, so I like to take a gamble. So I like to take a gamble that whatever bonds they raise are going to pay for the education. So. No emergency powers. It's crazy. Give the legislature emergency powers. I wasn't going to vote for that either. The worst prop of them all was, term limits for judges. Like, judges are so corrupt. These people don't need to live off our tax money for life. These people are corrupt. I don't vote for any judges. $139 is a big proposition in Arizona. Freemasonry is 139. Abortion is Prop 139. Abortion will be added to the state constitution as a fundamental right for women, that they have the right to say what they want to do with their bodies. And yes, I voted for abortion. Prop 312 was crazy. There's no way we, the people, are going to vote for this. It would allow owners of homes and business properties to apply for a property tax refund to the city in which the property is located. It does not enforce laws regarding illegal camping. So it really makes it hard. It really criminalizes homeless people who become homeless through no fault of their own, but the rising income gap, the rising cost of living. So 2 o'clock, the game is on Mountain Standard Time. It's like each game should be on at 5 o'clock. Bernie Sanders, if America's a real democracy, Bernie Sanders would be the president. But that's the kind of country we live in. Democrats work with the Republicans, so they rig the primary against Bernie Sanders. And they give that little motherfucker Donald Trump an undeserved, illegitimate election because Democratic primary was rigged against Bernie, and Bernie would destroy Donald Trump. You have so many corporate bootlickers nowadays. How many people believe in trickle-down economic, horse sparrow economics? I mean, it doesn't work. Now, Joe Biden's spending programs added $4 trillion to the debt. Donald Trump's tax breaks without adding any more value to society add $4 trillion to the debt. Even without COVID, Donald Trump added the same amount of debt as Joe Biden without adding value-added spending into the equation. Why is a schmuck like Stephen A. speaking about politics? Really? Really? Why would Sanders be okay? This guy be revolutionary. If he doesn't end up being revolutionary, it's because that are threatened from Bernie Sanders. People rallied behind Bernie. Bernie is speaking from the issues from rural and suburban America. If America was a real country, Bernie would have been president. But we live in a rigged oligarchy, so Bernie never became president. And no, the people didn't choose Kamala either. People just liked her because she wasn't an old senile like that. They didn't necessarily like Kamala. They liked the fact that there wasn't another old white guy running against Donald Trump. Okay? It is what it is. They still did my Elizabeth Warren dirty, and they did my Bernie Sanders dirty. Now, these are real progressives. I know a real progressive when I see one. Kamala Harris is not a real progressive. I'm not going to forget about what I was saying, what my positions are 4 years ago. I know that this election is simply about disposing Donald Trump. It has nothing to do with what Kamala Harris has to offer to the American people. Is America's collapse by design? Is it by design? You're getting weaker leaders. Aren't we getting weaker leaders? And no, this has nothing to do with DEI or any of that nonsense. But why are you voting for Kamala? Because she's not Donald Trump. That's why we're voting for Kamala. Because we don't have anybody else on the ballot to offer. Right? Please tell me, about her non-progressive criminal record. Is anything going to fundamentally change and Kamala Harris is president? She likes the power. She's elected. She don't give a damn. Just because you hate Donald Trump doesn't mean you have to suddenly like Kamala. You can still dislike Kamala as much as you do today. Look, narcissistic sociopath will be like, oh, America elected me because they love me so much. Oh, please. The racist, bigoted, deranged lunatic Donald Trump, people didn't vote for him because, they loved him. No, they voted for him because he wasn't Hillary Clinton. They voted for Trump because, he wasn't Hillary. Oh, please. He was a joke from the get-go. Donald Trump was never a legitimate presidential candidate. He's a joke. This guy got beat over by over 300 electoral votes by Joe Biden. This guy tried to overthrow democracy on January the 6th. He's a joke. This guy is going, the system is rigged for the elites. So you never want to say that he's going to go to prison. But Donald Trump will be sentenced and he will be dealt a criminal punishment. Whether it be house arrest, I say house arrest. Why people are blaming Biden for all the inflation? Seriously. Oh, the president's a czar of the economy. It's all his fault. Oh, it's not the free market. It's not the entrepreneurs. Seriously. These right-wing lunatics are so desperate to not have a colored woman in the White House. Tyson's a colored man himself. Now, I'm just telling you what the right wing is desperate. The right wing can't stand that she's a woman and she black. Seriously, the right wing. That's what caused the anger from Obama. Was, the black man is the president of my country. Yeah. That's exactly what's happening. Oh, and when Kamala is officially elected, are the right-wing lunatics going to bring out their guns and try to start a civil war? Oh, my God. I don't think so. Most people just want to get along with their fellow man in this country. It don't matter if you are a black or Latino or Asian or Muslim. They just want to go about their lives. They don't want violence. They don't want chaos. They want to live in peace. They want to live in harmony. I don't want some right-wing revolution rolling around Chandler, Arizona. I think the people who get into gematria and whatnot, they love the chaos. They are probably religious people who fantasize about end times as what is described in the Bible. So that kind of thinking is what attracts them to Donald Trump in the first place. But you're not seeing any of that. Instead, these people get thrown to prison for decades because they try to overthrow a democratically elected election. Donald Trump has torn families apart, but not my family. Even though I have right wing parents, but they're not right wing lunatics either. Well, my dad acknowledged that Biden won, even though he's a right winger. Well, my mom, it's all the things she believes, whatever spin they're saying on Fox News. FAUX, Fox News. I tell you, let's give the right wingers the NFL. Let's give them the NFL. Ravens win, the right wingers are happy. But Goalkeeper LeBron James wins the championship, the right winger are triggered to a whole new level. Goalkeeper LeBron James, Kamala Harris, will be claiming the whole road is rigged against them. Can you imagine the right wing? Kamala Harris elect the president, King LeBron James win the championship. And on top of it, they love the ending to the NFL playoffs. White supremacist soldiers, yeah, white supremacist. But Negroes 59 in Gematria, I think. Doug Williams is born at Zachary, Louisiana. So we're seeing special things with Lamar Jackson. That demolition of the Cowboys, that comeback against the Ravens. If the wide receiver stepped inbounds or his toe was out of bounds the opening week, Lamar Jackson is having a special season. And there's no excuses for Lamar Jackson. He asked Derrick Henry. Lamar should win the Super Bowl if he has a great defense, if he has Derrick Henry. So Lamar Jackson has to get it done. The Packers is an interesting proposition. It's time to get away from the politics stuff going on. So, it wasn't Mike McCarthy's fault because Aaron Rodgers still hasn't won a Super Bowl ever since Mike McCarthy got fired from the Packers. Is Aaron Rodgers the reason why they didn't win? Or is he not the reason why they didn't win? Jordan Love simply has to deliver to make a good case to dispel that notion. And again, everybody, staying on top of it. Guardians is Camacho 40. Yankees win the series 40-0. LA Dodgers is 40. The Yankees are the... And really what will decide the World Series is the Yankees are too red hot. Now the Dodgers, they had a split series. They won Game 5. Are the Dodgers going to lose a game against the Mets, or are the Dodgers going to start breaking out too like the Yankees? Because the Yankees, they're fully breaking out. Nobody wants to face the Yankees. The great Jorginho, my God, the great Jorginho, we are all in on Aaron Judge. All rise to Aaron Judge. The Yankees are World Series champions. We are winning this championship. My grandfather, this is for you. God is aware of what's happening. Edo's Camacho 24 and 15. This is for you, brother. This is for you, Edo. You in the tubes. You can see him in the hospital. or you cannot see it, but I'm the only child in the family who decided to go in and see Papa Edo. So 15 years later, Yankees win the title. This is for my grandfather. I'm communicating to you right now from heaven and all the disappointment from 2022. And that was the only leg out of seven legs that disrupted an $86,000 parlay. So you know this is for Edo De Lorenzi. So everything is going to correct itself. In the great Jorginho, the Yankees will defeat the Dodgers. Anytime the Yankees lose over the summer, it wouldn't be a good day for my dad to come home because Edo would be very pissed off. Anytime Yankees lose a game during the summer. So, you know, Yankees are a big part of Edo De Lorenzi. My uncle is there. He's a Cardinal fan. Edo gave him a Cardinal flag. That's how he became a Cardinal fan. 2024, Yankees win the title 50 years later. Yankees can go for the 15th repeat in baseball history next year. This is for Papa Edo, everybody. We're getting this shit done this year. I can only imagine. You didn't see the Yankees lose, but Edo never saw the Yankees lose against the Red Sox in 2004 because he passed in 2000, the year the Yankees won the repeat. So everything happens for a reason, people. Believe in your believer and believe in your creator because he never was alive to see the end of the curse of the Bambino. So Papa Edo died at the right time. I was very young when he died. So I know everything happens for a reason. And and I know if he was alive during the time the Astros were so he got good, he would have hated them too. So fuck the Astros, fuck out too, but fuck them all, baby. I'm not over that parlay. It was Argentina win the World Cup, Liverpool lift the trophy in the FA Cup, Roma to win in regulation over Feyenoord in the Europa final, Milan to win the Scudetto, Man City uh, to win the Premier League. Um, yeah, the only one that didn't hit was the Yankees win the championship. Um, what I learned was that when I have two similar parlays, is to cash one of them out. So anyway, I can wager the amount of five figures. That's what I do. But I can tell you guys that I suffer from a condition known as parlayitis, and that is something that you you don't want to have. You want uh, to be able to win most of your bets through singles. So parlayitis is a very dangerous condition that must be treated, and it's been a long journey, but parlayitis will be defeated because, as a good Jedi will do, he will stay calm and he will meditate and he will be patient and he will be patient with progressive gains over time, no matter how slow they are. Amen, brother. I struggle with parlayitis, but we all think like Sith. We all think you can do it. You got the right combination. It is a mindset that's a struggle. You can't be a good bettor if you stay away from parlayitis. This is a monumental struggle that we face. It's something that we will overcome. That we set guidelines where we only parlay 10% of our betting pool or something like that. That's what we need. That's what we have to do. Self-harm that we do helps the bookies. It's about managing through our emotions. It's about not letting the worst of these emotions get to us. And I should have recognized that years ago, but it's never too late to learn. I felt pressure because people say, oh, what you do, you should already be rich. Well, yes, I believe so. With the right winning combination, I will. I just need a right betting pool. I need the right combinations. And I must start with trickle up, and I will be. I don't need my NFL pick to have a great parlay. I don't need my NBA pick to have a great parlay. Yes, I need to figure out the right combinations. I just feel like it's a lock for Arsenal in the Premier League or for Inter Miami to win the MLS Cup because those feel too scripted for me. This is quite a struggle too. I always try to drink one glass, but I drink through the whole bottle. It's like, what the hell, man? It's like, what the hell? Really? Any wine drinker have any ideas? Right off to go through the whole bottle? Seriously. I enjoy I don't drink crap wine. I drink all organic wine. Am I overreacting or am I okay? Because really for the first time ever this week, Sunday and Monday, 2 days, I ran 8 miles. Of course, with exercise, it reverses the damage done to the liver. And I drink organic wine, so I don't drink anything that has added toxins. But this stuff tastes so good. I can never ever stop with just one drink. It tastes so good because I don't drink conventional wine. I drink organic wine. It tastes so good. You can't help it. It tastes so good, man. It does. It tastes so good. I can have a hangover and I don't feel a headache or anything because I drink organic wine. Stuff is amazing. Seriously, it is. It's amazing. I never ever go through a hangover with a headache ever. This stuff is amazing. I drink organic wine. Resveratrol helps your skin. It looks younger. Now, olive oil makes you look younger too. So I rub my face with olive oil every single night, and I rub my shoulders, my arms with olive oil. The store is closed right now, but this stuff is delicious. What can you say? It tastes so much better than a unconventional glass of wine. It does. I must be healthy because I can run 4 miles. I can run 8 miles in a given night. I literally got to 8 miles running 2 consecutive nights. So I can go days without a drink. It's not like I'm addicted. I need a drink to go through a day. That's not me. But when I do drink, I go through the whole bottle. That's the thing. I don't understand. Literally, it tastes so good. I can't help it. I can go through the whole bottle if I just drink one night. It tastes so good. But I don't need it to function. Literally, I don't have to drink it to get through the day. That's just not who I am. I don't need it to function. But I'm fit enough to where it's not going to affect my health. I'm not sure how the study is. Um, I can obviously, I can go do I can run 4 or 8 miles. You understand? Um, the body needs a few days to be 100% sober from alcohol. That's what I'm capable of doing. Literally. I can be 100% abstinent from alcohol when I give the body 48 to 72 or how many hours or so without the last drink. Stuff is amazing. The Frey brand. The Frey brand is amazing. Just think. It's Friday. Friday, man. Friday. Go drink that shit down. This pennant race is boring. It's okay. I think the Yankees win over the Guardians is boring because they're not putting up any fight. You understand? They not be putting any fight out there. They're throwing wild pitches. They're being a bunch of cuckolds. There's no competition. The New York Mets joke. Losing ain't nothing. I have news for Mets fans. We're going to show you how to beat that team because we make daddy. You guys little brother out there going up against the Dodgers and you're not putting up a fight. Well, Big Daddy's going to show you what's up right now. New York Mets fan. Then. Look at these little losers. Look at these little fudges. They're the booking bums. Any real fan of baseball know the history of the Dodgers? The way I do? I highly doubt it. Vin Scully, Skull and Bones. Giorgino hit 322. Order 322 is what's going Bones is. You're not brainwashed like the rest of the matches are. You're not just, oh, Toddy. This is what's going to make the win more epic. Is when Otani's not able to pitch in World Series, that's going to cost his team. I told you guys. I told you. Because Otani's not able to pitch, it's going to cost him. Plus, we must think about Freemasonry. Black and white, good and evil, light and dark, good and bad. Freemasonry is going to decide the World Series. Literally. For Ohtani, it's not just simple dominance. It's progression and it's disappointment. This is how you know the Freemasons have decided the World Series. For the Jorginho, he was never successful to start out in the postseason, but this is the moment where he does deliver. The Freemasons decide this playoffs. For Ohtani, it may be his first World Series appearance, but it's going to end in disappointment. A lot of good and a lot of bad. And you have to strike an equilibrium between good and bad. And it is a story that's going to progress to future Major League Baseball seasons because Ohtani is winning, but I know the right year when Ohtani is supposed to win. Now, I'm not saying the Yankees are Ohtani's daddy or anything. I'm just saying Ohtani will inevitably win his championship, but it's going to happen through a course of a few seasons. International betting syndicates decide things a little bit. You can't have someone in Denmark betting on the Dodgers. You can't have someone in Africa betting on the Dodgers. You can't have someone in Brazil betting on the Dodgers. That's why they can't win. These international mafia syndicates, they can't happen. But it all lines up with the losing tradition of the Brooklyn Bonds. If you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, you have zero clue about the history of the Brooklyn Dodgers. Team Bombs! When them Bombs gonna win a championship? Are you a real fan? How can you be a Brooklyn Dodgers fan and not know your losing history of your team? That's why international bookmakers are laughing their behinds off. These people don't know the history of the Dodgers. If you understand the history of the Yankees in New York and the Brooklyn Dodgers in Brooklyn, you know that bum-ass team has failed to deliver on multiple occasions. And we've seen that version happen in the 21st century with Dave Roberts. The Brooklyn Dodgers have crept back into the LA Dodgers. The 2017 World Series, which they cry and blame on the Astros. 2019, where they simply got beat by the Red Sox. 2020, where any team can get red hot over 20 months. If more people watching baseball, if the viewership is up, this stuff is bound to be rigged. It's funny. The Yankees have a winning history of winning World Series. The Dodgers have had a losing history of losing World Series. Let's use our brains. Let's use common sense. Otani's not a real Dodger until he loses a World Series. I told you. He's a brilliant player, but his pitching has to make the difference for the LA Dodgers. Bernie Sanders rooted for the team while they were in Brooklyn. They bums. They Brooklyn bums. Dodger fans are a joke. They're not embodied in that baseball history like we real historical geeks are with that. Do people know the Brooklyn Dodgers were they bums? Otani's gonna have a bum ass moment, I guarantee it. He's gonna bet on the Yankees to win the World Series. Do those Chicanos know about their Brooklyn Dodger history? I guess that answers that question. Lots and lots and lots of people will be betting on Shohei Ohtani. They're going to ignore Aaron Judge. Ohtani has never hit 60 home runs in a season. This is for Papa Edo. He's going to enjoy this. He'll bet on the Yankees. He will. I guess as far as the NFL goes, I guess people they think Lamar's a running back. Or they're white people. They think, oh, because Lamar is black, you can only run. Again, you have to legitimize why people are doubting Lamar Jackson. They're, they're 100% they're white people doubting Lamar Jackson. You understand? But he's playing good. He has their academy a running back. Ravens can't go to an AFC title game with 16 carries. Tom Brady told Lamar Jackson, you next. I'm not ignoring that. I'm not. I know what Tom Brady means by that comment. You're the next quarterback to win their first Super Bowl. That's what Tom Brady means by that comment. Lamar Jackson is next. Kamala Harris is black. Obama was reelected in 2012, and the Ravens won the Super Bowl in 2013. So this may have a Kamala angle with the election here. It's not a proven hypothesis, but it's something that we shouldn't just simply ignore and brush to the side. That's all I'm saying. Lamar Jackson can play simply if his team is given more carries. For my viewers out there, let's celebrate Frank Sinatra. What a beautiful song that is by Frank Sinatra. New York never goes old. The New York Yankees win the thing. I have no more wine to drink from the stores are all closed. It is the holidays. The holidays are coming very shortly. A cannoli at New York City. Miami. What does it say? Let's beat the Guardians and let's sweep these motherfuckers. I feel very confident to produce our desired result.